Dramatic intro.
Hi, everybody. I wonder if we can lower it like on our end. Oh, yeah, we can.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Casual Conversation with GNA. She's Gloria. I'm Eileen. We're here with Conversation 90, if you can believe that. So, since I felt like Conversation 90 was like a big number, I was like, let's do something like 90s related, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we came up with the World Wide Web.
So
So that's today's topic.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like I was going to say something and I forgot. But how's everybody today?
Yeah, happy Friday.
It's Friday and we're doing a late night.
Yeah, I know it's a little later than usual.
With us, you guys got to understand it's random. Weekends are always crazy for us. We got a lot of stuff to do. And so it gets a little like busy, but we still want to go and have a show for you guys on Fridays.
Yeah.
So hold on. Okay. How can I mute this? Because maybe I'll just shut it off. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the World Wide Web. Do you guys remember when it started, when it came out, and how much it changed like the course of everything? Let me mute my phone too, because then it's going to be crazy. Okay, so hey David, how are you?
Hey.
Thanks for stopping by. Hi Crystal. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the World Web, when it started, and then we'll just go from there with whatever we think about it, I guess. So here we go. Oh, hey, Candy, I sent you the link on Facebook. So you just got to log in on Facebook if you want to join. Sorry if you guys hear a bunch of noise. Like my husband's watching a movie and he likes to have the surround sound full blast because he wants to feel like he's in the movie theater, I guess. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Let's get this started.
Yeah, let's get it started. So
just start on the purple.
Yeah, on the purple. So remember, this is an article from 2021.
Oh, it is?
Right, I believe, or 22. So it says on August 6th, right? August 6th, 1991, exactly 20 years ago, the World Wide Web became publicly available. Its creator is now internationally known. The internationally known Tim Berners-Lee.
I've never known. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know this either. So he posted a short summary of the project on the AltPoint hypertext news group and gave birth to a new technology which would fundamentally change the world as we know it.
It sure did.
Yeah, so
so hold on, let me take this off. Okay. So
So the World Wide Web has its foundation in work that Berners-Lee did in 1980s at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Wow. He had been looking for a way for physicists to share information around the world without all using the same types of hardware and software. This culminated in his 1989 paper proposing a large hypertext database with typed links.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he wanted to kind of keep a communication with physicists, and what better way than the internet, right? Like I think that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And it would also make their job easier, and they would also be able to get to do what they needed to do, right? To get the job done.
And it seems like at a quicker pace because the information is like sent faster, right? Like
Yeah,
they have access to it like much quicker. So
I
yeah.
guess. I mean, they worked at CERN, huh? So basically, it's saying while the initial proposal failed to gain much momentum within CERN, it was later expanded into a more concrete document, proposing a world wide web of documents connected via hyperlinks. So basically, it was the sharing of documents, right? And the World Wide Web was adopted as a project's name following rejected possibilities such as the mine of information and the information mesh. The May 1990 proposal described the concept of the web. Okay, so it is a way to link and access information of various kinds as a web of nodes in which the user can browse at will. Potentially, hypertext provides a single user's interface to many large classes of stored information, such as reports, notes, databases, computer documentation, and online systems help. We propose the implementation of a simple scheme to incorporate several different servers of machine stored information already available at CERN, including an analysis of requirements for information and needed by experiments. Okay. So that's cool. All right. And so in 1990, they built the working computer, and it was Steve Jobs who launched it after being pushed out by Apple in the mid 1980s and developed the first web browser software. Okay, that's pretty cool, I guess. It looks old.
Yeah.
Here's what is the very first browser looked like. Let me share you. Let me share
This
this.
is wow.
Because this, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. This is crazy. Is it this one?
Yeah.
So this is what it looked like.
Check it out, guys.
You get like paint on the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can recycle stuff. I don't know what that is. And then like, I don't know.
And then you
got
these pages open.
You can open multiple pages. That's cool. You can send mail and write stuff. Pretty cool, I guess. All right. Okay, so on August 6, 1991, the World Wide Web went live to the world. There was no fanfare in global press. In fact, most people around the world didn't even know what the internet was. Even if they did, the revolution of the web ushered in was still but a twinkle of whatever, the dude.
Yeah, his eye.
So, all right. Let me check.
So how did it evolve, right? You want me to get into that real quick?
Sure.
So the evolution of the web from here on, things began developing rapidly for the web. The first image was uploaded in 92 with the Berners-Lee's choosing of let me see, go back up real quick, of the picture of French rock group Les Horribles Certainettes.
That's funny. So they uploaded that picture.
Wow.
Okay, so let me share it. I mean, might as well. Hey, Blues Cruise. Hey, Typhoon.
Hi, hey, everybody.
Cruise. Oh, Candy's here. Let me add Candy.
Hey.
Hey, your mic is muted.
Hi, you guys.
Hey.
I didn't put makeup on. Okay, I was
Neither did I. So
you look like you do have makeup on.
I do? Oh my god. Not kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were talking about the internet. So basically they started developing it, right? And then they started uploading pictures and whatever. So I think we were going to get into when in 1993. So let me just say this and then we'll get into
Yeah, we'll get into
So in 1993 it was announced by CERN that the World Wide Web was free for everyone to use and developed with no fees payable. And a key factor in the transformation impact would soon have to be on the world. So I don't know if that's when because they brought it to schools. Do you remember using the internet for the
Oh
first
my
time?
God. I remember it was AOL and you had to put like CD into the computer and it would
Do
go
you know?
Yeah,
you know?
dial up.
Do you remember the floppy disks, the square
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I remember those, but the first memory that I have of using the internet, I think it was in elementary. I don't remember what grade I was in. I think I might have been in like second grade I think second grade. And then they took us to this. They said, "Oh, we got computers. We're going to go to the computer lab." And I was like, "What the heck is a computer? I've never heard of that before."
Mhm.
And so they took us in and then they would show the little mouse, right? They're like, "This is the mouse." And it helps you navigate. And at first it was like weird. It was like, okay, this is just a weird thing. But then there was nothing to really do in it. Like it didn't
Yeah.
have a lot of features. Like it just had like things
It's
here or there.
basic.
Yeah. But what do you remember?
Yeah, I remember they brought it was like those Macintosh
Yeah, those big
computers
ones.
that were colorful, and then there was like I remember it was like a big box, you know, like a dinosaur type of TV.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then you weren't like allowed to do much. Like I think they just barely put like the Word document and some Excel on it.
Yeah, and they had the
So
paint. That's the one that I would use the
Yeah,
most.
and then I remember Candy used to have a laptop where like it was a heavy laptop, and then she would open it, and
Uh-huh.
then it didn't have, you know, like the mouse that you're used to. I mean, not even a
Mm.
mouse, but you know, the touchpad you're used to these days. Like it had like a little roller ball,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it was like furry,
Uh-huh.
and you would just like you
Oh.
would just move it around as a red little tiny little
I
like,
think I remember.
and
Yeah.
you would just move it around.
I bought that laptop at the yard sale.
That's funny. But
Yeah.
what do you remember the floppy disks or were those gone?
I do not recall.
Eileen was born in the 90s.
She was born, I
Yeah,
think.
I honestly I don't remember. Like I don't, you know, I have bad memory, so I don't really remember. But like the only memory I do have of like when I used the computer was when my mom bought us a computer, and we had the dial-up internet, and it was like right, like, and it
Oh
would
my
like make those
God.
sounds, and then we would finally be able to log in right through Windows, and then like sometimes we wouldn't even use the internet. We were just glad to have a computer, and I would always be on Paint. Like I really liked Paint. And pinball, was it like that pinball?
Oh yeah,
game?
and it had solitaire, remember?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
but
yeah.
you can play the
Yeah.
cards and you
Solitaire.
can play like just pinball.
Yeah, and those were like the things I would play with, you know. And then as the internet developed, well, you know, we were using MySpace, right, guys?
Oh,
Wow, okay, you're jumping right onto
Oh, I'm jumping too ahead.
wait to MySpace. All right,
a lot of stories about that.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know, the internet just came to be and people started like really going crazy over it.
And it was cool that we had like our emails, right?
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, but you couldn't use the phone and the internet at the same time.
Oh yeah, we couldn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
we forgot
couldn't.
about that. You're right.
We had to pick and choose.
Hi, Wedge. Okay,
so everybody, whoever was calling you, that they had to wait until somebody get off the internet.
You're like, hey, hang up already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always busy at our house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so since the internet came to be in the 90s, right? It's evolved now. It's like there's even AIs where you could even like just tell it or write something and it gives you all the information. It can write papers for you. You can do whatever you want. It can even like create these fake people. So what do you guys think is like the pros and cons of the internet? Because I mean, now it's so advanced. It's not as I guess
Like how it like limited as it used to be, or basic as like how it had initially started, right?
yeah. Hey Hex and Rabe. I only remember playing Mafia Wars on MySpace.
Hey, but you don't want to get into MySpace a bit?
Well, yeah, we'll get into MySpace, but what do you guys think were the pros and cons of the internet?
The pros and cons of the internet. Look at
Hey,
that.
hey, Candy. Can she hear us? Hi, Banana.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Banana.
Ah, you remember.
Hi, Banana. She's so cute.
She just came to invade my privacy.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Eileen brought
like,
up.
I mean, of the internet, or what
yeah,
are you
but
talking
you
about?
brought up MySpace. So basically,
Oh yeah, MySpace.
like we were able to communicate with other people, right? That's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
pros, I guess.
I think that was like, especially from like big distances, you know, it was a faster
Hello, the
way,
Daily Dan.
a faster way, right, to connect you with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like especially us that our family members would live far away, right?
Thank you. We appreciate that. Okay, so one of the cons, I guess, pros and cons is one of the pros, I guess, it's easily accessible information. That's a good thing, because a lot of people, like, especially like you can get any information out of the internet.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be a little too much information, or it could be maybe lead you down the wrong path. I mean, I am kind of like guilty of that. When I get sick, I start looking at stuff, and then it like freaks me out.
Yeah, and then like, you know, you think you're gonna die because, you know, you feel like
everything
you have
is
all
cancer.
these
Yeah,
diseases.
yeah. So I'm like, dude,
an overload of information. Yeah.
The ability to communicate with people all over the world.
I think that's like the coolest part.
It's
right?
cool.
Like being able to communicate with like people from far distances. Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah. Easier communication can.
Con
depends on the internet. Yeah. Hey, Danny, thank you for liking. Yeah, because a lot of people do get codependent on the internet, I guess.
Yeah.
But even with phones, you guys, like, we have our phone, and then if we don't have it for a little bit, then we start getting like freaked out. We're like, oh shoot, where's our phone? Like,
yeah.
And then you start like tripping, like, oh my gosh, like I can't be without it.
Yeah.
But it is good to have all this information, because it makes us more intelligent in a way. Versus before, you had to read books, and like
books are cool,
and like,
you know.
But you had to take your time, go to the library, choose the book, and then read the information, right? And then now the internet will you just get your phone,
it's
type
more
it in,
easily
and
accessible.
there you go.
Yeah, it's just there, you know, at the palm of your hand, or like, you know.
Okay, so what do you guys think is one of the cons?
Yeah, what's the cons?
What do you guys think? Right?
About the internet?
Yeah, what is one of the bad things about the internet?
Well, you could access a lot of things that are not like, you know, like accidentally you like click on a link and then some pop-up stuff come out and you didn't even like started watching that stuff, you know? Just saying. and then there's like some things that like sound familiar to what you're typing, and it goes to a different site and you didn't even watch that neither. So
you're basically saying that like it gives you accessibility to porn.
Yeah. And then also, well, you need to be careful, because kids go in there and they think they start typing stuff, and then that stuff comes out. And then also I heard,
that's a good one,
I never
Mr.
been
David.
in it, but there's like a site that you could go into the black market or something like that, or black web or something like that.
Yeah,
so that's dangerous.
I think that's kind of like the dark side of the internet too, where a lot of kids can be victimized. Even people can. There's like identity theft, right?
Yeah, there's identity. Exactly. I was gonna bring that up. Viruses,
misleading information, like Mr. David said. And fraud, lots of fraud.
Yeah.
And a lot of your personal information can become exposed.
Yeah.
Let me see. Typhoon said, but at the same time, it robs people of their common
Yeah,
sense and drive to educate themselves. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah, I feel so too. Yeah. Like there's like that there's no longer like that interest
Vices.
to like, pursue like, resources, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
to like go to the library, read some books, like because it's just all accessible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And you guys bring up like a good information too, because like she said, it robs people of their common sense, which, yeah, because you become dependent on it, or some people believe everything on the internet too.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
know a
kind of,
person that medicates themselves over the MD.com or something. They diagnose themselves a lot, even though it's not even true.
hackers.
Yeah, hackers is a good one.
Yeah,
Hackers is a
like
good one.
hackers can hack, and that's the other creepy thing too. They can hack into your computer, and they can like see you live on your
Yeah, through your camera,
dude.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Like, that's crazy.
That's
Or
why
even,
all my cameras have like a little paper on it or a sticker on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to watch out for. Yeah, that's true.
Why did you change the conversation?
What do you mean?
I
What
said
was your topic? Oh, go ahead.
that somebody goes to the MD.com and diagnose themselves because
yeah,
they
I
believe
already
the
talked
internet.
about that. I talked about that.
Yeah.
That I diagnose myself all the time.
She believes the internet instead of her own sister that's a medical assistant / nurse / doctor.
Okay. So the worldwide, it's because I'm reading. Sorry. What is the worldwide? So we talked about that. Okay. Let me see what else we can find here. So we talked about
unlimited access, right to information. Cool.
So what about like people that want to, like, maybe they can use the internet. Like, the internet is used a lot to promote things.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
for
promote like your ideology,
for a lot of marketing too.
right? Marketing and all that. And so I feel like that could be good and bad at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Because also, like, dude, like, if they're always, and this is a crazy thing. Like, I'll have my phone and I'll say a store's name, and then the next thing you know, I start getting like the ads.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go on Facebook and there's an ad of like that store, and so it's like always listening to you. It's like these algorithms or like voice, I don't know, I never gave it permission, but here it is. And so it could also be like bad in that sense, but it could be good to share information. It could be good information, right? Like, information that's legitimate, but also false information. And then businesses, it did bring jobs.
Yeah.
And then businesses did profit off of it. And of course, marketing. But what about the endless entertainment?
Yeah, there's a lot of entertainment, right?
I mean, Candy just talked about the one she likes the most, but
yeah.
I don't know, like, you can watch movies, but then people also started like doing the whole bootlegging of stuff on the internet, and like, so I don't know, like, that's that I think that could be like a bad thing and a good thing too. I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
But like, one of the more impressive things was being able to listen to music on the internet, right?
When
like,
the iPad, the iPod came out. Do you remember that? The iPod came out and people were like downloading music and burning CDs too, like with the music. So I think that was, yeah. Here's another con. It also promotes human depravity, among other things. Yeah, it does. It does, because it leads you through like rabbit holes. And then once you get into it, like, you just keep digging and digging into it. Okay. A breeding ground for illegal activity.
And I think that's
definitely a negative.
Yeah.
Because you always see things. There's been, so I can just read it. One of the unintended consequences of the internet has been the immense amount of illegal and dangerous activity. It could be harbored and perpetuated. The ease of information has given insight to burglaries, terrorist attacks, kidnappings, and many other crimes. It also sparked a crime of different sort, but on a monumental level, this crime is privacy, which is downloading or distributing material such as music, movies, without the consent of the person who owns it. It is possibly the most committed crime in today's society because people simply do not view it as a true problem. However, artists, software developers, and producing companies would strongly disagree. Before the internet, if you wanted to hear their latest album or movie, you would have to go and pay for the privilege.
Yeah.
And now you just download it.
So it like created a whole new set of like crimes, right?
Hi, Miss Sue. How are you?
But yeah, like the only way to access music was through like records, right?
I mean, do you remember
Cassettes, CDs.
when we were kids? We would go buy the CDs.
Yeah.
Like we would go to Ritmo Latino, right? That was the store, and they would sell all the CDs, and we would
sell all the CDs.
And we had an uncle dude that had cases and cases. Like he worked just to buy CDs because he had like all the music and like all these cases and cases and cases of like CD. It was like CD holders.
Yeah, he did. He did have big time CD holders.
Hello, he was a DJ, so he had to get the best.
Yeah, he was a DJ.
And that's one thing that I was about to bring up, that he was a DJ, so maybe that's why he felt like
yeah,
that.
but all the music that he had was like, what's his name? That guy that died? What's his name?
What?
The singer. Guy? He will always, in every single party, he will put the same singer.
Oh, John Sebastian, you mean?
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
He was very biased of like what he wanted to like play as a DJ.
Yeah. Dude, and his DJing days are gone, right? But he's still like,
he's still controlling like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be at like a party, a family event. And then he'll be like, like, I think the vibe is off because you guys' music is like trash.
Yeah. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna leave already because I just do not like the music that you guys are playing. Like, and know that that's why I'm leaving, like, and it's like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, but he still has some of his equipment and he'll like put it out sometimes and he'll like just play music, but he doesn't get into it no more. He just puts a CD on like rewind. It just like plays over and over on a loop. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh my God. Anyways, back to the internet. I want to talk so much about the MySpace. When did it come out?
Okay. We'll talk about that. Hold on. Okay, so we talked about the people becoming dependent on the internet.
Yeah.
So all of our information is not stored with the use of the internet. This means our medical records, criminal records, education, finance, all are completely dependent on the security of sites that they can reside on. Computer viruses are very common and becoming more and more aggressive as they transfer through communication access of the internet. And compromising of personal information. Another con is children are vulnerable and exposed. So that's the other thing with kids too, because my kids, they like to play, online and stuff. Not online, but like there's little games. And I didn't know like until... Well, once they started getting into games, and I realized that they can chat. Like there's people that can chat on there with them. Good thing like they were little and they couldn't like really read any of the stuff. But now that they're getting older and they can read, they're kind of like, oh, like this person was asking this. And so I just need to make sure that we're keeping an eye on that. Because it could be somebody portraying like a kid and it's a predator. You never know. It gets pretty crazy. All right. But the other con that these two are so,
eager
to talk about is social media.
Yeah.
So I think, just to put it out there, social media has its pros its cons. Okay. It can be good, but it could also be really bad. So I think the first thing that we got into, like where it was social media, like, was MySpace, I guess.
MySpace.
So go ahead. Free range.
Yeah, so MySpace came out when I was in high school. Okay, it was in the 1998, 99. And to all this, the kids in high school was the best thing that you could have because you could like do like your background really nice, put music in the background. Whoever
Mhm.
goes into your link or whatever, they'll see your background pictures of yourself, or whatever, and then you put your music, and then you guys get to chat in there.
Mhm.
But it was also,
And also that was kind of like you would meet people to date there, right?
yeah, so
Like they
you
would
could
friend you.
date people there, like it's not like it happened to me, but
Uh-huh.
Guilty.
Don't be
you know
smiling.
anyways. So, and then like you were the person that had the best, I guess, background or whatever was the most popular one according to
Wow.
high school.
But some of them you had to pay for.
Yeah, the cool thing
Yeah.
was that like there was websites. Like I remember doing that, going to websites and finding like the coolest backgrounds and
Uh-huh.
putting it on there, and then like getting to pick the song. And I would change my background and song probably like about monthly.
Oh my
And
God.
like I would change it up and be like, oh, this background's cooler, this and that, and then songs.
But it's because
Um,
as time went by, the backgrounds would get cooler and
They
cooler.
would get cooler
Because at first they were just like generic, like
yeah, they
you
were
know?
like like little hearts, like little glittering hearts, or like like stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then they got into like backgrounds. You know,
Yeah.
like yeah. So it was cool. What was your song, Candy, that you had on yours?
Uh-oh.
The thong song.
That's funny.
Of course it was. What song did you have?
I had the Fergie song.
Fergalicious.
No, it was the other one. Girls Don't Cry or something.
Oh
Right?
my
Yeah.
gosh. I
Whatever.
had a Little Rob song.
Of
That's
course.
funny.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
Yeah, anyway, so we kept going, like high school and stuff, and then you could catch people there being cheaters, right? Because you can make your
But-
fake profile, and then
Uh-huh.
A burner account.
you know what?
and
You're
find
right.
find the prettiest picture you could find on the internet, because now you could copy and paste
Yeah.
and make a fake profile and catfish people,
Wow.
So that happened to one of our cousins, that she had a feeling that her man was cheating on her. So, me, helpful person, very like talented with stuff like that, right?
With technology.
I should be like a personal investigator or something, So yeah,
Yeah.
I did a fake profile and everything, and then when I started chatting with old boy over there, he started chatting back, and then he started asking me, hey, we should meet up somewhere, But this guy, I don't know if she was dating him or she was married to him, I don't remember. But I told her, come over here, you're gonna sit right here and watch. I started typing to old boy, and old boy responded and sending me little flowers, sending me little stuff, like, oh yeah, we should meet, I really like you and this and that. And then I asked, do you have a girlfriend? And he said, no, I'm single and ready to mingle.
Wow.
And I showed it to her, and she's like, no, I can't believe this. He did this to me. Oh my God. Why would he do this to me? Why would he do this to me? And I'm like, well, see it and believe it with your eyes. I didn't tell you. It didn't
You
come out of
saw
my
it,
mouth.
yeah.
You saw it with your eyes, And yeah, look how long he's been talking to me. And I showed her, the times and everything, and what he would send me, pictures of himself, and
She
stuff
had
like that.
Hey, send you pictures of himself from the bathroom, like
Hey, bathroom selfies.
Bathroom selfies. But no, dude, for real, like Candy used to be like the How to Catch a Cheater.
Yeah,
from,
she was.
back then.
She was cheaters back then, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
she would
cheater
totally
catcher.
like catch people cheating. Like Candy's responsible for so many divorces and so many break.
Yeah, she saved a lot of women's lives from
Hey, they were with the wrong person, and if they needed my services, obviously I was gonna help.
But did you charge or was it free?
No, well, I think at that time I was naive and dumb. Maybe I should have charged, because it was like it was very intense, time of my life, that I had, to spare to do stuff like that. Even though it was fun doing it, but I was still like using my own time. I like charged like $100 or something, fine your man cheating or something.
Whoa, okay, for back then, that's a
yeah,
lot.
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. But anyways, so social media, MySpace was the one that started like the pictures and whatever. Then Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And just to put it out there, like there was a lot of like catfish, like
yeah,
people would request you and you would talk to them, right? And they were not what they really looked like in person, right? Like you would meet somebody in person and it wasn't what they looked like on their page. Like it was weird. And so when Facebook came, Facebook basically took over because it was way more advanced than MySpace.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, it started dwindling to other stuff. Like, so
yeah, like Instagram.
Dude, but you know what is OG? Like YouTube is OG. YouTube has been around for a while.
YouTube has.
And so yeah, that was definitely crazy. Do you have anything else to add on those social media accounts?
No, I just like, MySpace was cool and all. And then, when you think back on Facebook, like, writing your status or whatever, like what you were doing, like, like nowadays it gives you like little memories. And then, you get to look back on like what you used to write 10 years ago and you're like, what? Like, yeah. So things like that, it's interesting. Like things evolve, all that.
Yeah. But right now, it's TikTok that's big, right?
Yeah, TikTok. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and TikTok, I don't know. It gets a little depressing for me. Like it's just way too much negativity.
Yeah,
that they post, or sad stories,
it gets overwhelming,
or like creepy things. So it does get kind of overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, and it just like talking about like the cons, that it has more cons. Like, I mean, I could see that because, there's like the dependency on it, but then there's like the need to like there is like an addiction, and there's also like that need for like validation, right? So yeah, I could see how there could be more cons.
But you know what? And also like the internet, I feel like ever since it came out, like a lot of people just are always like on it, and I feel like versus how they said, like, instead of going out and seeking for the information.
Yeah. Like you're just like, there. Oh, I can just get the information here, and like they were saying that like there isn't that drive to like look for that information elsewhere, like. But
it's also like it gives you a more like sedentary life.
Yeah.
Like if you're always just there, sitting there and not. So it could also be bad in that case for your health.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys seen like kind of the newer Stranger Things that came out and like watching it and how they would go, like they would have to like drive somewhere to get information or like, and I'm like, why they got to do that? And I'm like, wait a minute,
there was no internet.
Yeah. So like they had to like find that, or they had to like, they could only phone people through like their home phone line, right? Like
there was no cell phones.
If you needed to contact somebody, you needed to like either go see if they were home or like try to talk to them through like their home phone, right? Yeah.
So Typhoon is saying 0 privacy and too much drama. Yeah, there's always drama. I mean, I feel like it does create, like, there's people that have, like Candy said, that have caught cheaters.
Yeah, they get
even on TikTok, cheating. Dude, like people will just post everything online, and sometimes it's just kind of like, dude, like,
yeah,
this is your life.
Yeah,
like you're always just posting everything you're doing, everything you're talking, like, everything wherever you're at, like posting all of it like on social media, and sometimes I feel like that could be a little like
like too much information.
Yeah. But let me see. Okay. Yeah, dude, if you gotta go, thank you, Candy, for coming.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and sharing your experiences.
Yeah, no problem. It's because my
All right.
kids run in and out, and Jazara keeps throwing the phone at me. So I'm like,
All right.
All
We'll
right, thank
see
you
you
for
then.
joining us.
We'll see you
I'll
tomorrow, dude.
continue watching you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Go
Bye.
on the chat.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
TikTok has no chill at all. I know.
Yeah.
I gotta head to bed. Everybody have a great night. David, stay on your toes and be safe. Yeah. Good night,
All right,
Crystal.
good
Thank you so much.
night.
I need to sneeze. Yeah. So yeah, you guys, I mean, and I think one of the cons of the internet too is that we get to go live, right? And talk to you guys and
Like pros, no?
yeah, because I mean, yeah, one of the pros, sorry.
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel like I enjoy like the lives, like being able to live talk with people like on YouTube and even sometimes on TikTok. Like people are going live and you get to ask questions, you
Yeah,
get to
that's
like
cool.
interact with other people and kind
Like
of
on live real time.
yeah. And then you can also share the same likes. Like you go on pages that where they share the same kind of like hobbies and things that you're interested in, and then you kind of just meet people like that, you know, that online. And I think that's cool too, because not everybody is going to be like a bad person. You know, you're going to meet cool people online, and eventually, like even with our field, right? The cryptid, paranormal, alien, UFO, all that, they make conferences now, you know, where YouTubers will make a conference on like a UFO conference, and then they go, and then a lot of YouTube people go there, and then everybody meets each other, which I think is pretty cool. And then also like radio stations that share the same, you know, interests. They have conventions too that you can go to, and you can interact with those people as well. So I think that's kind of neat, where you create a community online, and then with like-minded people, and then you get to meet them eventually, like if they do end up going to one of the conferences or conventions, and then I think that's cool. Facebook got so bad about drama that I completely quit about 6 years ago. Yeah, you know,
some of them are just like
was Facebook drama for us?
No, I don't think so.
I think because we're very private. We're very private about it. Like I don't like to share a lot. I'll post pictures here and there.
Yeah, I think like out of like all the forums, like probably my favorite is Instagram. Because it's just like, you know, photos, right?
Yeah.
But like nowadays there's like all these ads that they put into them, and you know, and I don't know, I'm like, I want to see like pictures, you know, like what it was originally intended for.
And yeah, so like there is a lot of, even with YouTube, there's drama on YouTube
there
too,
is,
you guys.
there
like
is.
People they argue or they fight about stuff, and it's kind of sad. But it can get pretty scary sometimes too, you know. Facebook, and that's the thing with Facebook, you get to kind of have a little bit more privacy settings on who's like on your, like, so for me, I approve people that I know, right? And even on Instagram, like only people that I know. And you do get a lot of like weird people, like guys or, you know, random people trying to add you. But I don't add any of them because I don't know them. If I don't know you, I'm not going to add you. Like, that's creepy. And so, yeah, that's the other thing with social media, because I don't know. I don't trust people, man. It's crazy. I remember when I used to use MySpace, and I was told that we were not able to use Facebook until we were in college. I guess that was a thing. I remember that too. Yeah, big time drama. Yeah, so I feel like everywhere I feel like there's always drama hits everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of like sad. But it is what it is, you know, like there's only so much.
But like, you know what, I could see how Facebook can be like where people can like put drama up in there because
Dude.
like, through their status, like, oh,
Let me
look
tell
at
you
that,
something about
you know?
Facebook too. Like Facebook are like detectives, dude. They could get to the bottom of things and like in a quickness. So no, I don't know, Birdman. So yeah, so like for us in our city, there's like sometimes when crimes happen and people like have information, they'll post it up.
Yeah.
And dude, like within hours, they'll get to the bottom of it, where the person is, who this person
Yeah.
is, like all their
Like
information.
somebody lost their dog, boom. Here you go, hours later. Okay, we found
Yeah.
the owner.
Yeah.
But I think like TikTok is also like effective in doing that, you know, where like people are able to like, oh, can you help me find this person? And they track people down, you know, like they're pretty good at that too, right? TikTok.
Yeah. And then yeah, so Facebook has pretty like good detectives too. Like it's crazy. Oh, I don't know. But yeah. But anyways, so yeah, so pros and cons, the internet, I think everything has its pros and cons, and I mean, it is what it is, right? That's all we can do. But yeah, we just wanted to come here and chat with you guys for a little bit, spend some time with you guys on Friday night. But that's all we have. I mean, I'm sure we can keep talking about the internet forever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's just impressive to see like from where it began to
Yeah.
like where it is now, you know, like it's, you know, it's gone pretty far, right?
yeah, it has
Made a lot of progress.
Yeah, but we appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody that came by and said hi, and hopefully you guys have a good weekend this weekend and enjoy yourselves. It's going to be really hot in California.
It is. Yeah.
So
it is.
everybody stay cool, drink a lot of water, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. But yeah, have a great night.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
And yeah, that's all we have. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.